We always hear buy more, save more, yeah. Bigger packs, bundle deals. But what if telling people they can't buy too much actually makes them buy, well, more? Sounds backwards, I know. But let's dive into this.
It's a really fascinating idea, and there's some solid research behind it. We're looking at a study from, wow, way back in 1998. Brian Wansink, he was a marketing professor at Cornell then, and his work really challenges how we think about selling things.
Right. So the mission today, figure out how limiting purchases can somehow, boost sales. What was the actual setup for Wansink's study? Where did this happen?
Well, he wanted to see this in action in the real world. So he didn't use a lab. He went to 3 actual supermarkets in Sioux City, Iowa.
Okay, so real stores, real shoppers, not just surveys.
Exactly. People doing their regular grocery shopping. Makes the findings pretty compelling.
Makes sense. And what was the product they focused on? Something common?
Oh, yes, super common. Campbell's soup, the classic cans.
Can't get much more every day than that. Was it like special pricing?
Yep, they put it on sale. Just a small discount, 79 cents instead of the usual 89 cents.
Okay, so discounted soup, the bait is set. How did the limits work? What were the different conditions?
Right, so they had 3 groups, basically. There was the control group, no surprises there, just buy as much soup as you want, no limit posted.
Standard stuff. And the others?
Then 2 test groups. One had a sign saying limit 4 per customer.
Okay, a small limit.
And the other group saw a sign limit 12 per customer.
12, okay. So no limit, limit of 4, limit of 12. Got it. So what happened? Did people actually, react to these signs? What did they find?
This is the really interesting part. The control group, the ones with no limit, they bought, on average, about 3.3 cans of soup each.
3.3 cans seems reasonable for someone stocking up a bit on sale soup.
Right, but then you look at the groups with the limits.
Yeah. What about them, the limit 4 and limit 12 groups?
Both of them, interestingly, bought way more. The average purchase jumped to 5.3 cans.
Whoa, wait, both the 4-can limit and the 12-can limit resulted in 5.3 cans on average.
Exactly. That's almost 2 whole cans more than the people who had no limit at all.
That is significant. So just seeing any limit made people buy more, even a relatively high limit like 12.
It seems so. The limit itself, whether it's 4 or 12, acted as some kind of psychological trigger.
Why, though? It feels so counterintuitive. You tell me I can't have unlimited soup, so I buy more soup.
Well, the thinking is it creates this sense of perceived scarcity.
Yeah.
The limit implies the deal is special or the product is maybe in high demand, flying off the shelf.
Oh, okay. Like, oh, this must be a really good deal if they have to limit it, or I better get mine now before they run out.
Precisely. It creates a little bit of urgency, FOMO, fear of missing out, even for soup. And the fact that both limits have the same effect suggests it's the presence of a limit rather than the specific number that really drives the behavior in this case.
And you mentioned earlier, this wasn't asking people hypothetically, what would you do if?
Right.
This was watching them actually do it in a supermarket.
Exactly. That's crucial. It's observed behavior, not reported intentions. People were spending their own money, making real choices in a familiar environment.
Which gives the results a lot more, well, weight, doesn't it?
It really does. It suggests this isn't just a theoretical quirk. It's how people can actually behave when faced with these kinds of purchase signals.
So wrapping this up then, the big takeaway from Wansink's 1998 study is what? That less can be more.
Essentially, yeah. It provides pretty solid evidence that creating a perception of scarcity, even artificially through purchase limits, can paradoxically increase demand and boost sales volume. People seem anchored by the limit, maybe, or just spurred on by that feeling that they might miss out.
It really makes you think about your own shopping habits, doesn't it? Have you ever felt that little nudge to buy more just because there's a limit 2 per customer sign? Or maybe you see businesses using this. How can this idea of scarcity be used maybe thoughtfully, maybe strategically?
Definitely food for thought, how scarcity plays on our decisions every day.